church and home was the vehicle that was used. You follow what I'm saying? For me.
Well, that's where you go.
So what vehicle do we use today?
You gotta go back to the home. You gotta go back to the families. And for the man to take responsibility, it's not how much beer he can drink, how many women he can have, how much weight he can lift, how fast he can run, how many home runs he can hit. And that's what we have. We have that as the identity based on, okay, and we applaud those guys.
Sure.
And that's the heroes. And so we have to turn our focus upon the home and
How do we get the home?
and teaching men
I
about
agree.
responsibility. Now, I don't know about this generation, the older guys, but we have to start somewhere. And so I think we have to start as young as we possibly can in training young boys that, hey, it's, their work to do supersedes any kind of physical relationship, any type of athletic accomplishments. It may be wrapped up in that, but their identity is wrapped up in Jesus Christ.
Let me say this to both of you. I hear what you say, and you're saying textbook answers, right answers. You understand what I'm saying? In school, you get A for that. But the reality is, how do we get in the home to teach them this? And do we bypass a generation?
No.
The young generation, like you said. Talk to me about
You
that.
gotta reach them. You can reach them as young as 4 years old. They really need to come to know Christ, to know God. Okay, now, basically, people don't care how much you know, as long as they know how much you care. We have to, that's key. We have to love people. Love, Jesus said, through love and kindness. God said, through love and kindness, have I drawn you. So we got to love them, care about them, show our concern, gain their trust, gain their confidence. Once you gain that trust and that confidence, even the young men, even older men, they'll listen to you. Because this is really the problem. People are not listening. If a person listens and we're able to get the truth in them, you shall know the truth. Truth shall make you free. You see, so eventually we need the Word of God because this is the guide rule.
Okay.
This is the rule for all of us.
So the vehicle we use,
Reaching out.
reach out.
You gotta reach out.
The old tried and true way. Is that right?
You gotta go after some way. You gotta
Well-
find a common ground to meet.
You got to be, and both y'all agree that love is the key.
Love is
You
key.
got to let them know that you love them. So how do we go about letting them know that we love them?
Affirmation, spend time with them,
Time.
activities with them, quality time. And a big thing, and I think I hear what you're saying and what you're asking us, but I'll tell you, this is one thing that we can do, is take the rap music out of the ears and replace it with Christian. And a guy named Dwayne Wimber in Montgomery, Alabama, is a black guy. He is called the Billy Graham, a black Billy Graham. And he is cruising. And he has a ministry called Flatline Ministries. We're going to bring him here. And what they're doing is he's going into high schools, elementary schools, middle schools, and he's telling them the truth. And so we have to support people like that who are willing to be on the cutting edge of what needs to be said to our youth. And if we don't start reaching them, I mean, we're going to have more chaos than we will.
Okay, now listen to me very good. Listen to me very good. Right? I hear you. Let me tell you what you're right. Now, all I can do is go back to my growing up. Okay? I didn't need nobody to come from another community to tell me what was right and wrong. Because I had somebody right there in the community.
You know,
You understand what I'm saying? We ought to have somebody here that is as good as whatever fellow you talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Look. If we got to bring somebody else in to give us credibility, that don't say very much for us.
So I'm not saying
Am I right or wrong?
I'm not saying that at all.
Okay, then
is that we have to use every available source that we can get.
I agree.
I mean, we're in a 911 emergency. And if you're in a wreck going down to Dothan, and you're from Eufaula, and about 5 miles out of Dothan, you have a heart attack, or you have a wreck, or something happens to you, you're not going to say, take me back to Eufaula,
No.
because that's where I'm from.
No, that's right.
And the same thing is, you got people outside, and there are people here who can also help too.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're not, but I'm saying that there are other people that we can call on to help us, and that's what has to happen. We have to be willing to learn
Oh, I agree.
from what other people are doing.
Okay, now, let's back up. Let's back up. I'm in agreement with you. I'm in agreement with you. But I think we ought to be able to mobilize here. And then we as an army bring somebody, bring the general in. Go ahead.
Well, see, what we have to look at is that, you know, people, I understand what Pastor's saying, that men and people have a free will. Okay? They have a free will. Everybody's not going to be saved. People going into hell every hour. Okay? So you're not going to save all of them, but the thing about it is giving man the opportunity, you know, giving him the bridge that he needs. And I heard you name some things, but you know what? Jobs help, because the reason why I know that is because I make jobs myself. And I'm able to contact and spend time with guys, you know, that needs jobs.
Right.
So all of these things come into play. Okay? We need activity. We need to spend time with them, especially the younger kids. They don't have a young, they're not teenagers no more. They don't play anymore. Children they don't have any place to play. We need a place where they can shoot hoops, and where we can shoot shoot hoops. I can shoot a few. I can look at that myself.
Okay, now that's where I was going, because you remember I said when we first started Gumbo Live, watching Gumbo Live, when we first started Gumbo Live, I said that before we got up from this table, we were going to try to come up with some kind of solution. You understand what I'm saying? Look. Let's capitalize on this. Let's capitalize on the fact of the folk that like to play ball. You understand what I'm saying? You still got some coaching left in you, ain't you? Dr. Brasher, you still got some ball in him.
Running, but then I'm going to sit down like that.
I think I got something.
Not be able to walk tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I got something left in me. You understand what I'm saying?
Just hang it out.
You know, let me say what I said last week when I was talking to this young man, and I asked this young man, what was 22 years old, Mom? Young man was 22 years old. And I said, what is there to do in Eufaula for a 22-year-old? You know what he said? Just go to the club. That's all they got. And when you look around, see, if we are going to take that music out of their ear, gotta put something else in there. You understand what I'm saying? And because they have choice, like Dr. West said, we got to put them somewhere in a situation where they hear this other music and have a desire to take it out. We ain't going to take it out.
No, you can't do that.
You know what I'm saying? But we got to put them in a situation, and there's nowhere. You know what we talked about? I talked to that young man about chess. I said, you like playing video games, stimulate your mind? He said, yes. I can't think of a better way to stimulate your mind than chess. We got a chess master here in Eufaula. You follow what I'm saying? But where are we going to go for to play chess? You know, checkers, dominoes, all these type of things kept us good. And you know how we learn these things? From the elders. You understand what I'm saying? You sit down there, you know one of the things they're talking about now, Coach, is the technique of tackling. You know, they're trying to change the helmets and everything because of the concussion. Can you go out there talk to them young boys to them about tackling? You follow what I'm saying? I mean, even that's it. I ain't talking about the highest, I'm talking about the recreation level. You know, we learn a lot of things. Yeah, football, basketball, baseball, track, jump rope, dominoes, all these things. You see what I'm saying? Boxing. And you know who was doing these things through the recreation department? Your city leaders. Some of our most talented athletes were policemen. So we didn't have a negative attitude toward the police in our community. Because when they came and they pulled a call, the next thing we for them was take their belt off and come to them off.
Exactly.
You follow what I'm saying?
That's creating that environment.
Yeah, and that's the word. We got to create that environment. We as adults, we all want to agree that the problem is adults. And so we got to come to the table first.
Structure.
Would you agree?
We got to be structured.
Yeah, but they have to have the role models.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying. Where you grew up, you had role models.
sure.
Yeah.
And we have to be role models, and they have to be people that, if we're going to, people have to take a risk. They got to step out of the comfort zone and out of the convenient lifestyle that a lot of people have in America, and you follow, and be willing to invest in our young men. And that means time, that means money, that means resources, that means everything you got. And that's what's happened is that people have segregated into buildings that they call a church, and they have their own little navel-gazing club that nobody else can penetrate and come in, and Towers of Babel. And so kids, this is a hidden generation of power. If we tap into letting this generation know that they're loved, they're appreciated, they're affirmed, and we gain their trust. I go to the football chapel every 2 days a week. You know what those boys do to me? They don't shake my hand. They come up and hug me. They give me a fist bump, but they also give me a hug. And they trust me, they love me, and I love them.
But that trust and that love will never take place if we don't, I think somebody should take a risk. So it still come back to us putting ourselves out there. Let me tell you about the day before the 3-point shot was accomplished. We had a police who could shoot 3-point. I mean, he could shoot that ball from a parking lot. But every time we shot, you know what he said? Jesus loved me. Jesus loved me. So he was sneaking that in on us. Word. And we didn't even know it.
Well, the point,
You follow what I'm
see,
saying?
the point that all of us are saying is that it is a partnership. It's not you, me, David, a Baptist church, a Presbyterian church, or the school system. It's not, it's a partnership that we all have to have. And it's not a competitive game that we're playing. It is a cooperative effort that we're all working together with the city, with the schools, with the churches, and we're all saying, hey, you can do this. We're gonna give that to you and let you gang together the people around you that know and love, that have that passion. Maybe shoot 3-pointers, maybe play chess, but it's a cooperative effort that we have to have in a partnership.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Like while he was talking, you know, I got a vision of, like when there's a tornado, a hurricane, and it just rips up our area, our neighborhood. You got a collective effort. Everybody comes and joins in to help put things back together. We have a crisis among our youth. Like you said, with the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. That we need to go back to that cooperative effort.
Now you know why you don't Gumbo Live. Now you know why you don't Gumbo Live. Now you know why I called. Because that coalition has to start somewhere. And I would love for Gumbo Live to take the first step. And I'm praying, and Gary, you know, and Dr. Brad, you know too, but not as much as Gary since I've been here. That has been my cry. My cry has been unity. You follow what I'm saying? And now that we realize that we are 911, now that there's a disaster, the tornado has come through.
Storm hit already.
You see, and so because of the situation we're in, that has taken down all of the stuff that's keeping us apart. And now it's for us, you know, and I'm praying that today, and I ask y'all to commit to come back again, and to come back again, and to come back again, with the understanding that we're not going to just come on Gumbo Live and talk, we're gonna start coming back on Gumbo Live and giving reports about what we have accomplished.
Well, I had a defining moment back in January. I was invited to go back to Montevallo and join the two teams that won back-to-back state championships. And I walked into the hospitality room. There was players, whatever, guys, older men, I mean, everybody in the 50s. And the cheerleaders were there, and the girl who was a head cheerleader, her dad was the principal of the school. And I walked over to say hello to her. And she didn't say the first thing that she spoke to me, but the first thing she out of her mouth was, Coach Fleming, thank you for having the Bible studies in your home while you was coaching me. They have carried me through my life.
Sure.
She's in her 50s, retired, 35-year career elementary school principal. And she spoke to me that, and that woke me up.
Amen.
To see that, hey, some things I try to do is like beating your head against a stone. But I believe now is the time, and that's why we have a ministry that's going to be an after-school ministry, walking kids through life. And see, that's where we fail, is that we have a program, we have this, and we don't stay consistent with it. Because when they're young, they've got a certain set of problems and situations. They need to know they're loved, nurtured, affirmed, and then when they get to be young people, we think, well, they can run fast, they can catch the ball, they can do all this. And then we just kind of, and we get them in a group we call a church, and we leave them.
Let me do this. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna ask this question and I'm gonna do something to give you time to think about it. You know, I think each one of you take 3 minutes and then we'll be out of time for this day. And then we'll have this day, okay? And the question at hand is, what do you have to offer? What do you have to offer? I'm talking about, you can take it from the aspect of bringing us together. You can go directly to the youth. But the question at hand, what do you have to offer in order to, to address the problem? What you're watching now, you're watching Gumbo Live, and we're going to call this part 1 of a series, and we don't know how many parts we're going to have. But I want to thank Dr. Ware for taking his time to come and be with us. I always told you that Gumbo Live, the objective is to be informative and to be fun. We enjoy what we do. And we need to inform you of the situation that is facing us as human beings. And I want to thank Coach Fleming and Eagle for coming. I want to thank both of y'all for coming. And I want y'all to know that on TV, it's going to be on local TV and it's going to be on YouTube. And y'all have to admit it. Look at that camera. Y'all have to admit it to come back. And we're going to address this problem as long as we need to address it. All right? Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ware. Thank you, Dr. Ware. Thank you for what you have said. Now, which one do you want to go first? You got 3 minutes to tell us what you have to offer to address the situation. You use the word 911, you use the word tornado. So, all right, come on, go ahead.
Well, we are beginning an after-school program for children, first grade and up. And we know that children who are below grade level reading, by the time they're in 4th grade, if they're below the grade level reading, they're going to drop out of school. And so, and same with math. And so we have a mentoring, a tutoring program that we're going to establish 1st of October. I've already talked to the superintendent and to the teacher, to the principals, central staff, and they are excited about this. And they're going to recommend students who are under-resourced, who are below grade level reading and who need that extra care.
Take some of your time and tell our listeners audience how to get in touch with you, or if they have a desire for their children Now,
It's a partnership.
okay,
To the parents and the child and
sure,
and
I
us.
understand.
And so,
If they want more information, if they want to know about the cost,